We're getting closer and closer to this event, 33 days away from Brian Shaw versus Leonidas. So I think it's a perfect time to take a look at Leonidas versus Schoolboy's match. This is from basically 2 years ago. It's from April 20th, 2024. Now, Leonidas is going to face Brian Shaw April 18th of this year. So basically 2 years later after this match. So let's take a look. This was a really good match. Obviously on the same event that Devin pulled Levon. A lot of other really good matches that day. So it goes right to the straps. Nobody's holding on. Some people are thinking Brian Shaw may try to keep Leonidas out of the strap. We know he was able to do that in a couple of rounds against Brandon Allen. His grip strength was so good to prevent him from going to the strap. But I think Leonidas should be able to just slip out against Brian as he was there against Schoolboy. Let's see how it looks in the strap. See the confidence on Schoolboy in the earlier rounds, but that will turn around, obviously, as you'll see. Pretty good hits, but Leonidas is so good at targeting the hand and wrist. Let's look back at that again. So Schoolboy hits with some side pressure, kind of a side pressure top roll, but you see Leonidas is working on the hand, working on the wrist in that top roll. Schoolboy just has a bit too much side pressure there and just absolutely goes berserk there, getting the pin on Leonidas, but Leonidas is starting to chip away into the hand and wrist of Schoolboy. So if we look at the next round, much better from Leonidas. He even slams him to the pad at the end there, although there was an elbow foul on Schoolboy. Let's look at the restart here. By now, look at this position by Leonidas, getting the hand position, but still pretty new. He does not apply enough dragging, enough side pressure to keep Schoolboy out of that flop. So even though Leonidas had an incredible hand position, he still loses this round just due to that press of Schoolboy, but you can tell for the later rounds that Schoolboy's wrist is going to be completely gone. Leonidas is looking up. This is a guy who knows he pretty much made a small mistake there, allowing Schoolboy to apply a lot of side pressure even though he had the hand. So this time you'll see the third round makes an adjustment. I don't know why does the scoreboard say 1-1? Was that an error on the scoreboard? That must have been an error. Unless Schoolboy lost on fouls there. Wow. Elbow foul on Schoolboy, round 3, and now in the straps again. Much better. Leonidas takes the hand, but now he's got he's applying a lot more side pressure to keep Schoolboy out of the press. What a match. He's shaking his head. He knows he's got it once he's got this position. He just has to attack to the side, keep his elbow down. He gets the pin. Look at how hyped up he was after that pin. Absolutely amped up. Just imagine Leonidas is going to be in his home territory in Germany to face Brian Shaw. So it's either he's going to have probably more of the fans on Leonidas' side, but that could get interesting if Brian Shaw pulls out an upset. Imagine how hyped he is. How hyped he would get. Let's look at the fourth round. Schoolboy just going in for the press. Once again, that press, Leonidas has to watch out for that press. Now, we know Brian Shaw, one of the strengths he potentially has is a press, so that's something Leonidas has to be aware of. And he's going to have to contain in a hook and grab a little bit lower if he's going against the press. Like here, he's got the hand and wrist, obviously, but the side pressure is a problem. He needs to grip a little bit lower, use cupping and hook to beat the press. But 2-2 in this match is the final round. Really close match, but by now, Schoolboy's hand and wrist is completely gassed. Leonidas able to go right to the side. Now, that was 2 years ago. Let's take a look at the poll here. So far, people's thoughts, 67% for Brian Shaw. That's interesting. I think this poll, if you were to put this up when this match first got announced, I'm pretty sure Leonidas was the one winning in the poll. Now it's skewed pretty heavily for Brian, but I think this could go either way. It's really hard to predict a match like this, like really, really tough to predict. But let me know what you think in the comments. Also use code TOM. I'll put all the links in the description. We're 33 days away from this event. Who you got, Leonidas or Brian Shaw?